Picton, a quaint town in New South Wales, is renowned for its haunted locations, none more so than the Imperial Hotel. Erected in the late 1800s, the hotel has been a focal point of local lore, with countless tales of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. Intrigued by these stories, I decided to spend a night at the infamous hotel, eager to experience its supernatural side for myself. Arriving just before dusk, the hotel exuded a charm of a bygone era, with its Victorian architecture and old-world decor. However, there was an undeniable chill in the air, and the shadows seemed to deepen as the sun dipped below the horizon. I checked in, my excitement tinged with apprehension. The receptionist, an elderly woman with kind eyes, handed me the key to room 13. "They say that's where most of the activity happens," she said with a knowing smile. "Good luck." Her words sent a shiver down my spine, but I nodded, trying to appear braver than I felt. The room was cozy, with antique furniture and heavy drapes that barely let in the outside light. As night fell, the hotel grew eerily quiet. I sat in the armchair, reading up on the history of the place. The most notorious story was that of a young woman named Emily, who was supposedly murdered in the hotel. Her spirit was said to linger, seeking justice for her untimely death. Around midnight, the temperature in the room dropped noticeably. I wrapped a blanket around myself, but the cold seemed to seep into my bones. Suddenly, I heard a faint sobbing sound, so soft that I thought I might be imagining it. I strained to listen, and the sobbing grew louder, coming from the hallway. I opened the door cautiously and peered out. The corridor was empty, but the sobbing continued, echoing through the silence. I stepped out, following the sound. It led me to the end of the hall, where a portrait of a young woman hung on the wall. Her eyes seemed to follow me, and a wave of sadness washed over me. Could this be Emily? Returning to my room, I found the door ajar, though I was certain I had closed it. Inside, the air was thick with tension. The sobbing had stopped, replaced by an oppressive silence. As I sat on the bed, the room seemed to darken, the shadows shifting unnaturally. I felt a presence beside me, and the bed dipped as if someone had sat down. "Emily?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. The air grew colder, and I felt a faint touch on my hand, like a cold breeze brushing against my skin. I closed my eyes, heart pounding, trying to steady my breathing. Just then, the door slammed shut with a force that shook the walls. I jumped, my pulse racing. The light flickered and went out, plunging the room into darkness. I fumbled for my flashlight, my hands trembling. When the beam cut through the darkness, I saw her, a faint, ethereal figure standing at the foot of the bed. Her eyes were sad, filled with a longing that pierced my soul. "Help me," she whispered, her voice a mere breath. Before I could respond, she vanished, leaving the room icy cold and silent once more. I spent the rest of the night wide awake, the events replaying in my mind. As dawn broke, the oppressive atmosphere lifted and the warmth returned. I packed my things, eager to leave but determined to share Emily's story. Checking out, the receptionist asked how my night was. I recounted my experience, and she nodded solemnly. "Many have seen her," she said. "Emily's story is a tragic one, and she won't find peace until her murderer is brought to justice." Leaving the Imperial Hotel, I couldn't shake the feeling of Emily's presence. Her story haunted me, a reminder of the unresolved mysteries that linger in places like Picton. The Imperial Hotel is not just a historical building. It is a resting place for restless spirits, a testament to the past's enduring grip on the present.